your energy forecast for Tuesday, August 22nd. So today we have the moon in Scorpio all day. Of course, we shifted into that Scorpio energy early evening here yesterday. And of course, we didn't get any aspects with the moon in Scorpio. We just kind of called it quits after the moon in Libra went void, of course, and of course, set us up for the next couple of days of peeling back the layers, really exploring the hidden realm of our thoughts, of our emotions, in order for a major change and transformation to take place. So in true Scorpio fashion, we are going to feel an intense pressure. We're going to feel a little bit, I'm going to say, heavy and weighted. We are definitely going to be dissecting a lot of the inner realm thoughts and emotions. We are going to be analyzing a lot of topics and themes outside of us and really kind of see where the blockages and challenges are in order for us to actually solve them, to overcome them, to figure out a plan and a strategy around them. This is going to be a little bit of an intense day, though. I don't know that we're going to have much progress and productivity in that particular area, because today is the last day of Leo season. It's also the last day that Mercury will be direct. So the last day of any season, or pretty much the last day of any transit where a planet kind of reaches those critical crisis degrees before shifting into a different energy, there's always an intense pressure. There's always a spotlight on us to kind of reflect back on Leo season in this case and figure out what it is that we were supposed to learn, what it is that we were supposed to change, what it is that we were supposed to be illuminated to. And of course, if you want to go back and listen to the Leo season energy forecast to remind yourself what Leo season was all about, please feel free to do just that. Of course, there's an extra layer of intensity put on today with Mercury's last day of being direct. We can expect a lot of mental pressure. We can expect a lot of confusion. We have some aspects here today that are going to kind of add and exasperate that particular level of intensity and confusion. And we are definitely not going to gain as much clarity as we were hoping for. And again, not really come up with many new plans, many new strategies. And if anything, we're going to be reflecting back more than we are going to be projecting ourselves and thinking about our future plans. So there are 8 different aspects here today, 6 of them going to involve the moon. The moon in Scorpio is going to make a positive interaction with Neptune, who is retrograde in his place of power in Pisces energy. This is some water on water action. It's a positive interaction. And what we know about water is that water is transformative. It is the only element that can take on all 3 different forms: gas, solid, liquid. Those are the states of our emotions that we have to sort through, that we have to progress through in order to come to a resolution. Of course, at the end of the moon being in Scorpio's energy, we will have a major change, a major transformation, especially in our inner realm. So we start off with the moon in Scorpio kind of highlighting the weight, the heaviness, the darkness, the funk, the problems, in order for us to put the detective hat on, dissect it, and really see what it is that needs to change, needs to transform in order for us to be on the right path and moving forward. So the moon interacting with Neptune in this particular way is heightening our senses, especially where our intuition is concerned, putting us in a situation where we're more reliant on the energies that we feel than the actual, factual, solid data and evidence right in front of our faces. Now, of course, we all love information and details in the Scorpio energy, but we really do have to learn how to trust our gut first and foremost. And we really do have to remind ourselves of the vision, of the dream, of the goal that we're setting for ourselves and actually looking to manifest. The moon will then trine beautiful energy with Saturn. Saturn's the lord of karma. He rules over roles and responsibilities, systems, foundations, and structures. He is retrograde in Pisces energy, another water on water action. So Saturn, he tends to bring us down a couple of pegs, give us a little bit of a reality check. We're not going to be mad about it because this is a trine. It's not going to feel heavy and weighted. It's going to be a clear, crisp vision on the here and now, what needs to change, where foundation structures, routines, parts of self are falling apart, falling away, in order for this new version of self to be kind of integrated, emerging out in this realm and reality, and where we can work on anchoring this new version of self in. in. What we're getting here is a little bit of a realization on where in our physical realm and in our belief system things need to change in order to support us in actually moving forward, instead of keeping us stuck in a timeline and a soul contract and a storyline that is no longer resonating with us. We've gone through too many upgrades, too many changes, too many aha moments in order to stay in alignment with some of the things that we've outgrown. So this is kind of an energy where we feel like we're ready, we're prepared, we're equipped to boss up, to do what is necessary, to change what is needed in order for us to actually move on. Now, Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money, who is still retrograde in the heart and soul of the zodiac in this Leo energy, is going to get into the boxing ring and square off with Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings. He's basically the spiritual knowledge that we've learned and accumulated from all of the tough love life lessons that we've previously gone through. Now, a square doesn't feel good. Fighting it out doesn't feel good, especially between this new version of self that we're trying to bring to life since Venus got resurrected on the 13th, and Jupiter, of course, pushing us to bust out of our comfort zones in order to grow and expand the realm of possibilities. Now, here's the thing. This is going to bring on an energy where, emotionally speaking, we're having some big thoughts, some big feels, but they're over exaggerated. I'm not going to say that they're not necessarily real, because I think that at the primary root cause, they are real, or else we wouldn't be experiencing them. But Jupiter has a tendency to turn the volume all the way up, magnify some of the issues that really don't need to be over exaggerated at all. What we may find is that we have a tendency to overdo things or overcommit to something or overstate our emotions. Again, think of exaggeration at its finest. We're a little bit dramatic, we're a little bit extra, and of course we are not as stable as we would prefer to be in our emotional and mental realm, and therefore there is this, I'm going to say, cry for help, cry for attention, this whininess, this complaining type of vibe, because we are, again, laying on the drama a little thick. But what we're going to get out of this is a realization on where it is that we have to kind of tone things down, where we have to be a little bit more responsible with what it is that we feel like we're taking on at this point. And again, consider the fact that Venus is still retrograde. She's still trying to figure out who and what makes her happy, brings her joy and pleasure, makes her feel safe, secure, and stable, and is choosing to align, to eliminate, or create distance with anything or anyone that does not bring those things to her life. So now she's feeling overwhelmed with Jupiter's aspect. She's really feeling the push, if you will, the intensity to really kind of clean out her closet, if you will, in order for us to actually move on. The moon in Scorpio is going to semi-square Mercury. Mercury, of course, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, in his place of power in this Virgo energy, now standing still, preparing to go retrograde. So this particular interaction means that our heart space, the moon, and our head space, Mercury, not on the same page at all. And of course, why would we expect to be on the same page when there's a level of confusion taking over as we prepare to go retrograde? Emotionally speaking, things are heavy, things are dark, things are weighted. We're kind of unearthing, if you will, some of the blockages, restrictions, obstacles that we're feeling in our inner realm, preventing us from truly moving forward. Again, many of us focused on moving forward, not a time to move forward with all these retrograde planets, but our ego selves just wants to continue to follow the linear timeline of this matrix and constantly be thinking of where it is that we need to do things differently in order to progress ourselves moving forward futuristically. Mercury is like, you know what? You can do all the futuristic thinking you want to do right now. I'm going back. We have a mess to clean up. We have to think about some things. We have to revisit how it is that we made some of these choices and decisions to land us in the here and now. We have to go back, clean out the closet. We have to process, sort through what needs to stay, what needs to go. And therefore, emotionally speaking, we want to move forward, making the changes and transformations that are necessary in order to free us up to move forward. And Mercury's like, you know what? You go ahead, you bang on your drum all day. I'm not doing a damn thing. I'm standing still because I'm about to take a trip back to the future. So Mars, the god of war, who rules over our physical energy, our drive, our passions, our desires, who's nearing the critical crisis degrees here in this Virgo energy as he completes this Virgo energy and prepares to move into Libran energy next week, he is opposing, sitting directly across from Neptune, who is retrograde in Pisces energy. Virgo, Pisces, they sit across from each other in the zodiac wheel. They represent the healing axis. The Virgo energy wants to focus on healing the physical body, the physical realm, the physical elements in the physical realm, especially where the mental plane is concerned, because what we focus on is what we bring to life, what we create, what we bring into form. Neptune, who of course is retrograde in his place of power in Pisces energy, is our dreams, our intuition. This is our spiritual selves. This is soul contracts. And of course, we are looking to bring things to an ending, to a closure, especially seeing how Neptune is retrograde. We have to confront the things that we've been running away from. We have to face to face take a good look at what it is that we have been avoiding, what it is that we've been just burying our head in the sand about, and what it is that we need to acknowledge in order for us to move forward. Now, Mars opposing Neptune is going to put on a very thick blanket of confusion. Yes, as if we weren't confused enough, we are going to get more confused for just a moment, for a window of time. Our willpower is going to plummet. We are going to feel discouraged. We are going to feel disorganized. We are going to feel like we are spinning, not knowing which direction to go. Allow this to happen. Do not fight it, because with confusion, that is leading us to clarity. Where we are getting down on ourselves, not feeling strong enough, not feeling well equipped, not feeling well prepared in order to make a change and transformation, allow yourself to pick yourself apart, break yourself down so that you can build yourself up in a much better way. We need to feel disorganized in order to get to a breaking point where we boss up to the challenge of putting things into order. That's what this Virgo energy is all about. We're about to move into Virgo season where you best believe we're about to get sorted out in a big ass way. So this is not going to feel good, but it is necessary. It is part of the process, so to speak, and it is going to lead us into some very interesting details and where a breakthrough is just around the corner. Now, the moon in Scorpio energy is going to make a positive interaction with the sun, who is nearing the end of Leo energy. So this is a positive interaction, which works very well for us because what it's doing is it's highlighting our past. The moon, again, very representative of the past, where it is that we're coming from, of our emotional realm, of our intuitional realm, of our unconscious realm as well. The sun shining a bright light on our future, on what we have to do, and in this case, boss up to be bold and brave and courageous enough to break free from what it is that we have been doing in order to kind of dance to the beat of our own drum. That Leo energy has returned us back to our most real, raw, authentic self. There are sparks and fires and flames that have got reignited throughout the Leo season to put us in a situation and a position to pursue a new path, a new direction, and moving forward. What we get here is an overlap, and the overlap lands us here in the present moment where we're able to see where it is that we're holding on too tightly to the past. And again, moon in Scorpio, fixed sign, resistant to change, and where it is that we haven't yet bossed up, if you will, to the qualities and characteristics that we need to integrate and embody in order for us to move forward. And again, that Leo energy, also a fixed sign. So we have a fixed moon sign, a fixed sun sign, and guess what fixed signs don't do? We don't change. We don't transform. What we do with the fixed sign is we want to stabilize, we want to grow, we want to strengthen. But now is not the time for doing that because we're on the cusp, we're on the precipice of a great change. So we're basically holding the line right now in this present moment, looking at the past and what it is that we have to let go of, change, transform in order to move away from. And we're looking at the future, not quite ready to jump into this new path, this new pursuit, this new passion, this new goal, this new dream, this new vision. So the moon goes ahead, interacts with Neptune again in such a way that is going to remind us on why it is that we're going through these growing pains, this process of growth, this expansion, if you will, because we have to realize where it is that we have to return to thyself. We are becoming more and more authentic. We are aligning more and more with the higher self. Sometimes we need this little refresher and reminder in order for us to realize what it is that we're fighting for. And if you are not realizing what it is that you're fighting for, you may as well realize what it is that you're no longer fighting for. Again, if you haven't been able to establish a path, a vision, a plan to move forward, I'm sure you have at least come up with a realization on what it is that you're not going back to. You may not know where you're going moving forward, but you sure as hell know what you're not going back to. This is an intuitive, I'm going to say impression. This is a download of insight. This is a reminder, a refresher, a renewal of faith, of hope, of positivity, of wellness, of dreams, of imagination. This is just trying to essentially jumpstart our intuition to remind us where it is that we have a bigger dream for ourselves and where it is that we got to get our shit together in order to actually pursue this new path, this new direction, and moving forward. The last thing that we have here today is the moon in Scorpio semi-squaring, which does create tension and conflict with Mars. Mars co-rules over Scorpio energy. So this is going to be a little bit of an intense little ditty. And considering the fact that Mars is at the very end of this Virgo energy, hitting those critical crisis degrees, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of intensity. And in this particular aspect, we may be uncovering frustration, anger, rage, especially when it comes to feeling like we're blocked, feeling like we're restricted, feeling like we're held back, feeling like we're confused, like we're not sure which way to go. We just know that we don't want to go back. We have to sit in the funk. We have to recognize that these not so nice thoughts and feelings are the greatest hint and clue that we could get from our higher selves on where it is that our ego selves need to change and transform. We're no longer in alignment with the path, with the passion, with the goal, with the dream, with the inspiration that we were once very inspired to pursue. And so emotionally speaking, the Scorpio energy is showing us where a major change and transformation is needed. And we can figure that out really quick by taking a good look at the triggers and activations that are bringing out these heavier, not so nice energies within us.